This is a video I'm making for 805 Road King and Dirtbike 5100 in response to their Briggs WY project. This is my engine. It's a 1941, and aside from that spark wire there, it's all original. I believe the spark plug you guys have in your engine is probably a 1980s lawnmower spark plug. It doesn't look right to me for period plug. This is an Autolite AR1, I think. AR51. That is the plug that's in this engine. Normally you just use a Champion J8 or J19LM will work just fine. But this engine, you can see the starter cup. I believe it's homemade. That's not original. See, it's a little bit smaller than the opening here. It used to be a larger diameter starter cup. But I don't care, it gives it character. I'll probably never repaint this engine because it's in really good shape. I hadn't run this thing for probably almost a year. I tried to make a video of it last night, didn't come out very good. And that was the first time I've run it in over a year. And the only problem I had with starting it was the check valve in the gas tank was stuck. Other than that, it hasn't given me any problems. It usually starts in 2 or 3 pulls. It's got its original brass tag, original ball muffler. I found it seized up in my grandparents' basement. My grandpa had all kinds of engines and tractor parts. And he was a mechanic, so he loved playing around with this stuff. And I saw the ball muffler buried one day, and I was like, oh, ball muffler. So I pulled on it, and the whole engine popped out with it. I'm like, oh, I guess it's attached to something. So it ended up not being seized that bad at all. I think it was just gummed up more or less. I don't think it was really seized. It had no compression. So I can't remember now if it was a bad head. It wasn't a bad head gasket. I ended up using the original one. It was a stuck valve. That's what it was. And I got this thing running within an hour of getting it. I don't know if this oil fill is original or not, but it works. It does the job. My replacement wire here just came out pretty good. And yes, you are correct as to where the wire comes out. It comes out through one of them little holes. And I always tape them up just to be sure that there's no spark loss. This is a shaft extension I put on it. My grandfather used to make these for different things on his lathe. And I put it on here to run a brass roller pump that I have directly. And you just hook garden hoses to it. You could use it to pump water to the garden or whatever, and it worked really well. Just now this thing is stuck to the shaft, and I can't get it off for the life of me. See, the set screw's out. I'll get it off sometime. And I'll leave the set screw off since I'm going to run it. It should start right up, one would think. So that's what I'm going to try to do. Here's the tag. For anyone who might be interested. Yeah, it's in pretty good shape, really. It's a really nice running engine. These are very, very nice running engines, actually. Mine has the earlier type carburetor. There's an earlier and a later type. I used to know what the model was. But this one here has actually got the lever choke, where the other version just had a knob that you'd slide side to side. And my air filter clamps onto the carburetor, and it doesn't fit very tight. So sometimes it flops over like that. I have to shim it up because I can't get that screw any tighter than it is. but it is a very, very reliable engine. They're super easy to work on, and I just love this little thing. I always have. Just to make a nice little show engine, actually, if I can get that stupid shaft off it. I don't know what I was thinking with that. Okay. We'll see how well this works. Give it a choke. It hasn't run since yesterday night, and it wants to be a one-pole wonder tonight. How about that? Nice little engine. Let it warm up, and then I'll ladle it down. Sorry about the shaky camera work. I really ought to get a new camera. Right there, it'll run like that all day. I love the sound those ball mufflers make. It makes them sound deeper than the regular. Well, let's see. Makes them sound deeper than one of these. That's just luck I have one sitting there. It doesn't usually work like that. Oh no, I smell oil. Why do I smell oil? Is it burning oil on me?